What is going on, family? Happy Monday to you. Man, it's a beautiful Monday, right? And I'm going to just say this. If you don't like Mondays, then you're in the wrong business or something is wrong. You should love every day, especially the first day of the week when you get up and come to work. You should feel good. As a matter of fact, let's groove a little bit here, man. Let's wait for some people to get on because some things I definitely want to share with you. I see you. What up, Bree Bree? I see you. Thank you for joining. You know what's funny? I saw the message that you posted but couldn't see it because you blocked me, but said you love me. That was dope. Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, it's such a wonderful day to be alive. Such a wonderful day to be in business. So I just wanted to come on here and share something with you because I did something that I've never done before. And we're going to talk about that, but we're going to groove a little bit, right? Like it's Monday and we got to feel good. So, yeah, let's turn this music up a little bit. Come on. Vibe out with me wherever you at right now. If you're driving, keep your eyes straight on the road. Just turn the music up, turn this up, and man, yes, sir. We ain't going to groove too much. I just feeling this song right now. That's my jam right here. All right, yeah. DJ Ty in the building. Right, yeah, I'm having fun, man. I got some new equipment, the Rode Procaster that I'm connected to. This is why I get the mic and everything and the sounds and the music and can do all kind of things, right? So, oh, man, listen, turn the music down, right? Because I definitely want to get this message out to you and talk about the experience I had. Well, first of all, shout out, man. This song right here is exclusively allowed for me to use it by my brother-in-law, the real Marquise Green, R&B recording artist. You know, you can find him on Instagram at the real Marquise Green. That's him. That's his music, man. I appreciate him for letting me use it to jam to. But listen, today specifically, I want to talk to you about really turning your business into just a great experience to maximize your money. Because last night, I did something I never did before, ever in my life. And I'm going to tell you what that is in a second as we go through, right? I'm going to just tease you with that a little bit. But listen, last week I kind of talked about me being, me drowning in work, right? Like it's officially that I was drowning in work. You know, I had to force my wife to come work with me and get in because of all of the volume of work that I was receiving. And again, it wasn't a complaint. It was just speaking to the fact that I should have prepared myself for where I saw myself, right? That was another quote we talked about last week. I'm putting that on the shirt, I promise you. But here I'm talking to all my business people, to my people who own business, for those who are going to eventually have a business. If you want to scale up without spending any additional money on ad revenue or anything like that, there's something that you must do. You must provide an exceptional experience for your clients. All right, so let me tell you what I did last night. So, of course, if y'all have seen my Instagram story today, I posted on there that the wife and we had a date night last night. It was long overdue, so we went to a fine dining experience. Eddie V's was the name of the restaurant, and it was in Newport Beach. Now, I want y'all to listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you here. There are certain words that I'm going to emphasize because I want you to understand that why these words are important. Eddie V's was a recommendation, right? I want you to really get that in your mind. I want that to set in, that key word right there. That restaurant that my wife and I went to last night was a recommendation from a client of ours, okay? And we went there based on this individual's recommendation. And we're grateful for the recommendation because it did not disappoint. So the thing that I did last night that I've never done before, which really made me like, I really got to talk about this because it's a teachable moment. Everything to me is always a business lesson. Every time I go somewhere, it's always business. That irritates my wife because I'm always in business mode. But last night, upon leaving, when we got the check, I left the server $100 tip. Now that was something that I have never in my entire life of living, or at least to my recollection, have never left anyone that amount of a tip. I've always maybe between 15, 20% of the bill, whatever that amount came up to. But last night, this gentleman, as a matter of fact, his name was Sean. Our server's name was Sean. Hands down, gave us one of the greatest fine dining experiences that we have ever experienced as a couple. Well, I mean, I can't speak on my wife before me, but I know I've never had an experience like that. I'm gonna have to talk to her and see if she has. But for us together, we've never had such an amazing fine dining experience. And it wasn't necessarily because of the food, right? Because you can cook food at home. So it's not the food, right? You can go to the store and get some steaks. You can go to a nice store and get you some lobster tails. You can do all that at home, but you go out to restaurants for the experience, the ambiance. You go out for, the whole entire everything. That's the reason why you go out to the restaurant. So again, key word here, we was recommended this place and we went. And when we went, we had such an exceptional experience that we left $100 tip. Something I've never done before, left somebody that much tip. But it made me think, what compelled me to leave such a huge tip? And it all boiled down to the service that we received as customers. Right. Which made me think like, man, if we really want to, get money without really spending money, the easiest way to do that is to provide an exceptional service. The reason I feel like I said last week, I was saying, hey, man, we got so much work coming in that we're overwhelmed. We're drowning. We're doing this because we really wasn't prepared. However, if I think about it, like, again, this is something I'm telling all my business people, the way you really want to get extra money, provide that service, because I haven't spent in my, this is the second year going on business in my own tax company, right? Doing things like that. I have yet to spend any money on advertising. I have not spent any advertising dollars. When I go look at my P&L statement, the line for advertising is zero. So if I'm getting this volume of clients, it's because they're being provided with good service. I'm not going to say it's exceptional. I ain't going to toot my own horn. I mean, it's good. And it starts the moment that when they walk into this office, right? When they walk into the office, it's decorated. I don't know if y'all can kind of see. If I step to the side, you'll be able to see, like, the walls are painted. Everything is on brand. My brand colors. We got the blue, the yellow, the black. There's pictures on the wall. There's when you walk in, it smells good. We have oil burners. There's a mini fridge in the front. They got beer, wine. What else is in there? We got sodas and juice. We got coffee, water, tea, everything that you may need to come in and relax in a tax office, because most people say that when they're coming to do their taxes, like going to the dentist. I don't know how they make that correlation, but I get it, right? Nobody wants to do taxes because they're all afraid of the outcome, which is a completely different conversation, because you shouldn't be afraid of the outcome of your taxes as long as you're prepared for it, right? That's something we'll talk about later. But the experience that we give our clients, I do believe, is different than any other tax prep companies. Like, when you're coming here to get your taxes done, you're actually coming here to relax, have a conversation, and at the same time we're doing taxes, but you feel good when you leave. Maybe because you had one of the beers that was in the refrigerator, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, we are extremely busy here because of the experience. Again, did not spend $1 on advertising. You will not find no ads for the self-employed tax company or the self-employed tax guy anywhere. And yet and still our business is growing. And it's simply because of the experience. Think about that. Like, I know a lot of people that follow me here, especially here on Instagram. They're into the retail business, selling T-shirts. They have boutique businesses and stores and things like that online. What kind of experience are you giving your customers? If they buy a T-shirt or something for you, do you simply just put it in a bag, ship it, and they receive it? It's happened. I see it like when people on their stories and they're talking about how they look. Oh, look at all these orders I got, and they just put them into these regular black postal bags and they ship them to the customer. Now, granted, the customer is excited because they're getting the product that they ordered, right? And that's good. But imagine if when they received it, it was packaged to the point where there was an actual experience that the customer had with you, to the point that now they're going to tell everybody about their experience with your brand, and they feel they want to recommend, because that's the thing, right? Like recommendations, referrals, those are the greatest form of marketing and sales, is getting recommendation. Okay. So imagine that, like you brand the pack. Don't not just put it in something inexpensive, some generic bag and ship it to your customer or whatever, and they receive it. No, what is the experience that they're going to receive when they interact with your brand? Okay. The first thing they see, I mean, we as humans, we're visual. Our eyes guide us, really, our side of our nose, because sometimes we'll smell it before we see it. But in the instance when we're dealing with products, it's our eyes. We what we see. It's our hands. Like what when we open the package, what is the texture? What is the feel? What is everything? What is that experience? And does that equate to an exceptional experience, good enough as to where somebody wants to recommend your brand to somebody else? Because again, if I'm going backwards, the client came in, we sat down, had a conversation, laughed and talked, and he was like, we got to talking about restaurants and fine dining, and he recommended. Kind of see what happened here? So this person came in, sat down with us, did business, recommended this place, and we went there based on his recommendation. So obviously he had such an exceptional experience that he wanted us to experience it as well. And now we did. But look at what's happening. Like we can see the circle or the grand effect of providing an exceptional experience, because now here I am recommending this place to everybody who watches this video because of the exceptional experience that we received. And again, it was a fine dining restaurant, right? Like the pictures of the meals. If you go to my story right now, you'll see it. It was just absolutely wonderful. Whatever the drink it is, my wife, like the purple diamond or something like that. It was cool. Absolutely amazing. But it wasn't the food, because the food was good. Don't get me wrong. The food was absolutely delicious, but it was our server, Sean. He was so good, and to the point where now I called the manager over to the table and had a conversation with the manager. Was like, look, this is absolutely amazing service. I just wanted to, give him his accolades and let management know that he's providing an exceptional service. And management told us, they was like, well, if you like him so much, we can create you a profile that when you come back, it will say on your profile that you can request Sean as your server when you make reservations again. That's dope. That's absolutely dope. And the reason now here's the thing about what made this exceptional. It's not the fact that he came over and was like, hi, man, I'll take your order. Here's what's on the menu. Here's what I recommend. Sean went deep into it. He was like, this is what I recommend, and here's why. This is how this is made. This is the flavors that you're going to taste. And here's some of our top sellers. It's like he sold us the menu. Okay. And I had to ask him, like, man, have you ever done sales before? He was like, no, I'm just passionate about food. I love food. So that's another thing. One, you have to be passionate about what you do because your passion conveys into an exceptional experience, which makes people come back to you. Now, I had never heard of this restaurant until it was recommended to me. And think about that. How many people hear about brands all because they have been recommended to you? And again, recommendations are free. You don't pay zero. When you look on your P&L line, if you look at ad revenue, how much of that can you reduce and put more money into your pocket if you were to get referrals? Again, I'm busy as all outdoors because of referrals. As a matter of fact, just 30 minutes ago, I just got an email. Another client is like, hey, can you take on more clients? I have some people that need your assistance. They need your service. $0 in advertising, and yet here I am having more clients than I can handle and still having more because of the experience. So I don't care what type of business you have. I don't care if you have to mail people your business. I don't care if you have people coming into your establishment. The goal is to provide an exceptional experience, because when you do that, you get more money. More money in the sense of you have more customers coming your way, more orders coming your way. Somebody may even, especially like in today's society when people are leaving reviews and everything online, if somebody leaves you a raving review, somebody else sees that, and now your brand is becoming trusted. Your brand is becoming associated with exceptional service. And so that, and regardless of what we can afford, right? Like we always say, we want champagne taste with beer money. So regardless of your client base, even if your clients want champagne but only can afford beer, they're going to come to where the experience is great. Nobody likes poor experience. Let me give you an example of this. So recently, my wife and I, we experiencing some audio issues with our trucks, right? And so I was like, okay, maybe it's time for me to update the audio system or something like that. So I was prepared to spend, a couple of racks upgrading our audio system. So I was like, let me do my research. Let me find some local audio dealers in our neighborhood, and I'm gonna go check it out. So I found one place, and I went to this place, and when I pulled up, like I said, first thing we see, the visual, the experience of the visual. The first thing I see that the building was kind of dilapidated. It was kind of old. When I'm like, you know what? It's an audio place. This is just because it's audio, car audio. They really don't do that kind of business or whatever. So I continue. I walk in, and I see people working. They see me walk in. Like, we make eye contact. We make eye contact. And I stand there at the service counter waiting for somebody to come up and be like, okay, how can I help you? I stood there and I counted, right? Because as a person who provides service, I expect it, or I demand it, right? Because I give good service, so I demand good service. So when I stood there, 5 minutes went by. I'm like, all right, I know they busy because I see them, right? Like it wasn't sectioned off. I can see them. They saw me walk in. Nobody said nothing, right? They went on about their business. Then a couple other people walked up and they came to the counter where I was standing, but they was a little bit more off, and they was doing something on the computer. Didn't even acknowledge me. Didn't say hello, be with you in a second. None of that. So you know what I did? I took my couple of $1,000 and I walked out. They could have easily got the money if they would have provided me the service, but because it was terrible, they didn't. Walked out. So then I did find a place, walked into it. Again, visually, when I walked up to the building, it was nice. It was clean. It was organized. Like as far as the window, everything was dope, right? Walked into the place, got greeted immediately. The gentleman was like, what's going on? So I explained the situation. He was like, okay, cool. But then he was like, look, be more than happy to help you. But at this time, we are completely booked 7 weeks out. I was like, 7 weeks completely booked. And he was like, yeah, man, we can make an appointment for you. And I was like, man, so I was like, yeah, I really don't want to wait 7 weeks. So never mind. Let me go where else. But think about that. They provide such exceptional service that there are people who are willing to wait weeks to spend money with them because of the level of service that they provide. And I can attest to the level of service because even though he wasn't able to give me an appointment, he said, well, at least let me take a look and see if it's something that we can fix in the interim. Like until then, dope, exceptional service. So if you're in business and you're really trying to grow, it's not about just marketing and making a good product to get out there to people. You really have to provide a service that goes along with it that will encourage people to want to share and talk about your brand. Because when you do that, that translates into dollars. And if that is your ultimate goal, then you have to put a plan in place to provide exceptional customer service, because as we just seen, that translates into dollars. Again, it was recommended to me. I am now recommending it to you and everybody that sees this video, all because of exceptional service. So again, I don't care what kind of business you have, whether you deal with people online, whether you deal with people through mail, or if you have a retail store, reassess the experience your customers are having when they interact with your brand. If it is a good one, then good. You should be able to cut down on your advertising dollars and get referrals because you are providing just that much of an exceptional service. If you're not, it's something to reconsider. I mean, you may have to invest in, maybe getting some, like if you do mailing, invest into some personal branding packages, something that has your brand logo on it, not just a generic something that you put it in and ship it to. Right? If you do video, make sure that your background is inviting, right? Now, it's cool that you may not have an office or a storefront to set up, but even if you're going to set up at your kitchen table, make sure that the background is inviting, or find a space in your home that's cool. That looks very professional, right? Because everybody is judgmental, whether we want to admit it or not. We are all judgmental, and we're making snap judgments the minute that I won't say the minute, the millisecond that we interact with your brand. We're making micro snap judgments as to where we are going to give you our money or not. So again, provide that exceptional service, get that additional money, that free money, because referrals are free. It doesn't cost you a dime to get a referral. And if you can save money from your advertising dollars, your bottom line goes up. And then also you get more customers, more revenue. Everything goes up simply because you provided an exceptional service, which is free to do. All right. So, that's my, what I want to call this, my message for today, my Monday's message, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But until then, that's it for me. Just know that I love you. My goal is to make sure that you are successfully self-employed, and stay tuned because we got a lot more coming, a lot more things to talk about. And until everybody, man, who all checked, and I see everybody who joined me here. I appreciate you joining me on the live. It was good to see everybody. Any questions, by any and all means, let me know, and we'll go from there, man. But until then, y'all take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.